we've reached a part of the podcast where we're going to be talking some NASCAR, and who better to come on than Boston Boy 83, aka Brandon. Brandon, how you doing today, my man?
Doing good yourself?
Good. Got to give you props. You called Hamlin last week. I believe it was 11-1, I believe.
11 or 12, yeah.
Yep. Good way to start the season. Congratulations. Props on that. And now we've reached the granddaddy of them all, the one that starts at the Daytona 500. Before we jump into our bets, just a quick question for you. With this being a speedway, how does this change your methodology when it comes to betting NASCAR?
Big odds and sprinkle. I don't heavy hit like I normally do, where you pick one or two drivers that are consistently good at the track.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know you got to avoid the big one. We saw it tonight in the duel. Blaney got taken out. Byron got taken out. Busch got taken out. And a bunch of those guys going to backup cars. So it will sprinkle it around. You get a good bit of odds. They're all high odds, and we don't see this anywhere else but a super speedway.
Okay. All right. Now, let me ask you this, my friend. With the duel, did anyone who stood out the most to you for the duel tonight?
There'll be two of my picks, but I'll say Carson Hocevar. He pushed Elliott to a second. He ran up front. It seemed like he wasn't afraid, and his not first time in a cup car because he's done some fill-ins, but ever since he's got put in a cup car, he's done well. And for him to come to the duels and stay up front, Carson Hocevar stood out to me, and Noah Gragson stood out to me.
Okay.
Now, those are the individual drivers, but Gibbs and Hendrick both look very dominant throughout both duels with Chase and Larson and Bell and Hamlin. They look good. Even Ty Gibbs as well.
Okay. So I have 5 guys I like. You have 5 guys. Why don't you start us off? What's your first bet, my friend?
I'm going to start with a lot of people's favorite for this race. Denny Hamlin, 12-1. He is consistently good here. He won the Clash. I told you before, he is one of my picks to win the championship. He's due for it. He's due for a good year, and what a way to come out, win the Clash, win the Daytona 500, lock himself in a playoff, and start focusing on that early on and just collect playoff points. So Hamlin's my first.
I like it. My first is your boy Chase Elliott. Got him at 14-1. Disastrous start to the year last year. Throughout the whole thing, look, I expect him to try to get off to a good start. For those that have that MGM, his over under on wins this year is plus money is at 2.5. That's just
Wow.
2.5. So that's definitely something those listening to this should look to bet that. In terms of this race, active drivers, second best finish on super speedways. 2 top 7 finishes in back-to-back races last year in Daytona and Talladega. Last 5 races has 4 finishes in the top 12. Historically speaking, Hendricks runs well at Daytona. I'm getting Elliott at 14-1. I had to bet that.
So I'm going to run back-to-back picks because my second pick is Elliott for all the same reasons. Due for a good year. Over under 2.5 wins. If you can bet on BetMGM, that's to personally even sound like a fanboy. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But he ran good tonight. He had a bad Clash race. He was in the back and the front. He kind of moved around. Looked like his car handled well. And I'm a huge Hendricks and Gibbs guy going into this weekend. So I will grab him as well with you. Why don't you want me to roll with my next one?
Yeah, you can roll with your next one.
Going to go right back to Gibbs and grab the guy that won the second duel, Christopher Bell, 22-1. Kid was good last year, good the year before, consistently getting better, got great equipment. A guy that's favored at this track, Hamlin, his teammate, 22-1. Gibbs car, won the duel, been good consistently the last 2 years. 22-1 is a good odd for Bell.
I like that. I like Bell a lot. My next one is I got Bubba at Wallace at 22-1, third best average finish amongst active drivers in super speedways, best active finish amongst active drivers at Daytona. The one thing for that NASCAR series that was on Netflix that stood out to me was how invested this 23-11 team is. And I think we're really going to see Bubba, who's gotten better every year, really take that huge jump in year 3. I really think, he's in a position every year to win it. And he's one of the better restrictor plate racers. I'll take Bubba here at 20-1.
I like that pick. And to your point, they're getting better. They just built a brand new facility in, I think, Mooresville, North Carolina. So anytime, we all know this, you work for a company and you have a brand new facility, all new stuff, it gives a whole new feel to it. And Bubba is good at restrictor plate races. So I do like that pick. So I gave you my 3 heavy hitters. Now is where I'm going to sprinkle in long shots. I'm going to go Noah Gragson, 60-1. Talked about this at the Clash. He's got something to prove. He's in good equipment. He's got great teammates. Josh Berry and him were at Junior Motorsports. Now they're at Stuart Haas together. He was running up front in the duel. He got wrecked. He will go to a backup car. But these guys, you got to remember, do not stare away from drivers going to backup cars, because these guys prep 2 cars for 4 months, 3 months. So backup car, starter car, going to be almost equal. So I like Noah Gragson at 60-1 as my first long shot.
My next one, this guy's a little bit, I have 2 long shots. This guy's a little bit of a shorter price. Look, I did Kyle Busch 14-1. I know you said his car had a little bit of issues. He's going to be going to a backup car. I locked this one earlier in the day before the duels tonight. 5th best average finish at Daytona amongst active drivers. Finished 7th here in 2003. 7th finish here. 7. He's finished great at super speedways since he's went into the 8 car. 4th best average finish on speedways amongst active drivers. Last year, 19 first, 7, and 25th in super speedway races, led laps in every race. So I'm going to take Kyle Busch at 14-1 because this is probably going to be the highest price we get him all year.
I like that. I'm trying to pull up. You can never go wrong with him. He's never won the 500. So there's been big talk about him wanting to win it. So I do like that pick. I cannot find the individual driver stats on this guy in all of his series. Do you have another pick, or is that your final one?
I have 2 more. I'm going to go with Reddick 33-1. Look, same thing as a 23-11. I know historically he hasn't done well at this track. He is in the 23-11. I think he's going to continue to take another step forward. The amount of commitment that Hamlin and these guys have to this team is just amazing. I just think that it's going to be another year. Like I said when we talked last, I think he's going to win the championship this year, and I think he's going to start off great here. So I'll take Reddick at 33-1.
Do your last one, because I want to pull these stats so you guys can hear them before I even tell you who it is.
My last one
and Reddick won dual 1, by the way, if you didn't see it.
Okay.
Yes.
My last one. Look, he won here in 2019. He's only 24 years old. When people think about young drivers, I really think he gets overlooked. I'm taking Justin Haley at 65-1. Yes. He's gotten better every year. Finished 6th last season at Talladega. He led laps here. He's in a better equipment this year, and he's won this race. Granted, I know it's short because of rain, but rain's in the forecast. He has experience here, and like I said, he's only 24. He's gotten better every year. At the Chicago race, he was in the position to actually win the Chicago race, and then everything got skewed because of the weather and everything. At 65-1 with someone that's won here, better equipment, only 24, I'll take Haley 65-1.
My next bet, I like that. My final bet for now is not even going to give you the name yet. Let's go to the Truck Series. In 2022, he had a 9th, an 8th, a 4th, a 3rd, a 3rd, a 2nd. Last year in the Truck Series, he had a 7th, a 1st, a 5th, a 4th, a 4th, a 4th, a 1st, a 1st, a 4th, a 2nd, a 6th, and 11th. In the Xfinity car, he did 4 races last year, a 6th, a 8th, and then a couple 32s. And he's done 1 Cup Series race. I'm going with Carson Hocevar at 85-1.
Ooh.
I believe he finished third in the duel, pushing Chase Elliott to a second. A lot of people don't like him. He's rubbing people the wrong way because of how aggressive he really is. But he dominated the truck series in his second and third year in and had a chance at a championship there. Gets into an Xfinity car, finishes 6th and 8th right out the gate. And then he gets to the Cup Series and he finishes third in a duel. 85-1 odds. Carson Hocevar is going to be my long shot for right now.
I like it. I like that one a lot. Real quick before I let you go, one bold prediction for the season. Just bold prediction.
Oh, man. Put me on the spot.
Yeah, this is mine. Corey LaJoie makes the playoffs. That's
why do you say that?
Every year there's one guy that's just kind of out of the blue that kind of makes it. You know, we've seen it with McDowell in the past where he's won a race where no one expect him. LaJoie is in better equipment. And when you look at every kind of track, like the super speedway, the road courses, the intermediate, he's kind of like, he's not good, but he's not bad. He's just average. He's going to be in a position to win, better equipment. And he could be this year's Mike McDowell that just kind of gets there with a fluky win.
That's good. I like it. He's got Chili's as a sponsor, so he's blown away for that. I'm going to go. I know I messed it up in the Clash. I said Noah Gragson would get Rookie of the Year, but he raced last year for a period, so he's not considered a rookie. Carson Hocevar, Rookie of the Year. And Ty Gibbs to win multiple races.
Who will win more?
Can you see his over-under?
Let me look at it.
But Carson Hocevar for sure for Rookie of the Year. Or Josh Berry, but if we're going bold predictions.
So let me type in NASCAR here in the MGM. Boom. NASCAR. There's no NASCAR. Sorry, no events for NASCAR. So it's not low.
So
let me look at sports. Yeah. NASCAR Cup Series. Boom. Daytona 500 race winner, Cup Series.
Ty Gibbs over under 1.5 wins is plus 160. So my bold prediction is Gibbs wins minimum 2 races. At plus 160.
Man, I would love to see that. But. All right, Brandon, I'd like to thank you for coming on. Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media and when your next iRacing rate event is?
Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Boston Boy 83. I had my dual races on Tuesday night. First time ever in a Cup car. First time ever at Daytona in a Cup car. Led 30 out of 35 laps. Took the lead going to the white flag. Ended up in the big one. So feeling really confident going into next week with my teammates. It will be Tuesday night, I believe 9 p.m. I'll send you the link so we can get it out there. But shout out to all my sponsors, you, House of 1,000 Titles, Martin Sports, Studio Displays, everybody. Next Tuesday night should be really good. Should be a good season for sure. Just got a lot of confidence going into it, and that's where I'm at right now. It's Daytona, so it's just survive. I'll be starting towards the back, so if you tune in, I'm going to relax for a little while and see where the cards fall and try and do some good strategy to get back to the front.
Make sure to give my boy Brandon a follow. I'll be sure to watch along, and hopefully we can cash some winners, and we'll be next week to talk Phoenix's next race, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be talking Phoenix. Until then, my friend.
Good luck. Cash some tickets, guys.